you going? So we are doing today Bug. All hail Bug. Hey, not Rick. How you going? We have the bugs. Wait. Oh, no wonder we can't see. Oh. Where is my light? There is my light. There we go. Haha. So we're gonna try and do something a little bit different with yeah, there is a little bit of bug problem. We cannot really third place. I mean, that's fair. Hi Rifty, hi Flareon, how you guys going? Bit of music. Oh yeah, these guys are so much better than IRL bugs. Like, you can at least expect these guys to be where you would want them to be, rather than where you don't want them to be. And this is sort of the color scheme that they're going to end up in. Except, I mean, fair, Larion. Except, what's going to happen is, for these guys, we're going to mess around with contrast paint. Need a Death Watch kill team? I'm not a fan of painting loyalists though. Like, I have a sprue of Terminators here, but it's not my thing. So that's fair. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving these guys a grey and white base coat, and then we're going to go ahead and oh, I forgot to actually damp this down. I have not been very efficient this morning. So we're going grey, we're going with white highlights. We want these guys to be bright. I have not shook this up enough. Oh well, just give it a little bit of a mix on the palette. There we go. There we go. Boom. And then of course, Eliza. Only the best brush for the best bugs. Why is there a chunk of something in this paint? We do not do paint chunks. Wait a minute. I just realized we need a paint jar. Where is our paint jar? Where is our paint jar? One moment, caller. Good morning, Rizky. It is 10 AM over in New Zealand. And we have lost our paint jar. Where is our paint jar? Oh. It went walking. Also, if there's one piece of advice I have always held dear, make sure your paint jar is not the same shape as your actual drinking cup, because otherwise great sadness lies ahead. Your drinking water will suddenly not taste the same. But no, the chunks don't get to be the best bits. Your chunks are the worst surprises out. In any format. Like, when things get to be chunky, you lick your paintbrushes dry. I mean, I think licking paintbrushes dry is a valid response after you've gone ahead and washed them out in your water. I don't know where my other thing has gone. However, when there is paint on your paintbrushes, that is a no-no. So we don't need to worry about being too tidy, I don't think, personally. Because I figured the base is, like, eh. No, Rick, that's cursed. Not Rick, that's cursed. Like, what if it's not acrylic paint? Or are you looking to ascend into, like, paint demigodhood? Are you looking to be the new leader of the paintkin or something? Is that where you're heading? Different spice. Paint is not spice. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Paint is not spice. It is not friend. It is not food either. Paint is... It's not seasoning either. No. It is not cuisine. Like, I think the worst paint event I have managed to do... Well, come on in, Painty! We are busy doing a bunch of Tyranids this morning. We got them all here, looking happy, ready to go. I mean, I think it depends on the color of the paint. If you're splattering it over food. Like, if you're going to splatter it over food, you may as well make it a good neon color, right? Get some tasty paint chunks. Oh my gosh. Well, what if it's dried paint? What if it's like this sort of stuff? Going ahead and putting this over your food. You're just like breaking it up and being like, yes, we salt bathe this. Just sprinkle it. Can you do that? Is that an acceptable option? Chewing gum? I mean, honestly, I think it's closer to chewing gum than any of the other options, because geez Louise. Get all these tootsies in. Yeah. Welcome on in, Stargazer. How you going? We are busy painting bugs today. And this is the color scheme that we're going to be going for. We got the blues, we got the reds, maybe a little bit of pink. And we are going to be messing around with speed paints. I don't use these very often. Hello! But I figure they are going to be worth it, I think. Yeah. Twitch does work on stream. Yeah. So we're going to be giving them a grey undercoat and then highlight with white, so that it makes the speed paints have a fairly easy time to stick to. And we might bring out our inks. We may not. Who knows? Excuse me. I can't hit my mute button today because it's like hidden under my desk. My keyboard is buried. Yeah. Yeah, Twitch should work on stream. Like, so weird thing about my setup is the fact that I have my combined chat, I have my Twitch chat and my YouTube chat all up. So even if I miss a message in the combined chat, I've still got the other chats to read and go back on. And it makes life a whole lot easier. We also have this fellow here who doesn't have a base at the moment, but he's missing a hand. And I'm thinking this fella needs like a special paint job. Cause like, this is his hand, it's just hanging out. And I tried to glue it back together, but like, it's such a small surface area to glue that it just fell apart. So I'm thinking that this fella, it needs a name. And, well, so green stuff in the hook. Possibly. Yarr! The only thing is, since it's such a small connection point, it'll probably be very fragile anyway. So, whatever happens, I think we need to make this Tyrannid Long John Mid. Yes! Yarr! It's Long John Nid! So, that Tyrannid's been sitting to one side, just being like, ah, yes, I am the cutest bug in town. Fear me, yarr! That being said, like, I've always been nervous to see Alien. And, like, painting these guys has made me be like, oh, maybe I should see Alien. Like, they're here. They're inspired by Alien. Maybe it's worth it? But then again, like, I've seen a whole lot of other things that are inspired by Alien, so watch the first two. Okay. Because from what I understand, like, they have Alien. And they basically come across the alien. And Ripley's the only person that survived. That's about it. And the alien hunts around, and there's a cat somewhere. There's a lot of not great alien movies. My friend talked about the recent Alien movie. He's a really big time alien nerd. Like, he's like, and then there was this, and at the time I was busy going, okay, yeah. And had absolutely no interest in watching it. There we go. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll work on these three, get the highlights going. Yay! Thank you, Nutrick. Ta-da! Make sure brush is fairly well dry. It does not matter if we have no tip on this brush, because this brush, this is Eliza, this brush gets bullied. We just need There we go. Oh, the detail. Like, via the magic of dry brush, I love dry brush just for this reason. It makes things look so cool instantly. And it's great. 10 out of 10. Like, so there's a technique that you use in on canvas called scrumbling, and basically you take your brush, you use it as a dry brush, and you just shove your brush down like this, and then you smear it around like that, and you get so much paint work done. It totally ruins the tip, but it means that you get a really cool textured effect, and it builds up the paint slowly. And it's not something that you can super do really well with models, but it's really cool to see how the different techniques travel over in different ways. Because, like, if you use scrumbling as a main form of building up colors, it gives a very loose look. Because, like, you can't very easily get sharp lines. Like, technically you can if you use a heck of a lot of different brush strokes and things like that, or brush sizes, I should say. But aha, bug versus bug, who will win? This one looks cooler, so that one's gonna win. But it's just so cool to see how different painting techniques evolve. And, like, digital art? Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure for, like, a lot of comics and stuff, I'm pretty sure that's how they solve it in the editing room. They're like, yes, we're pitting Nightwing versus Captain America. Who will win? And then they're like, okay, who's more popular at the moment? Yeah, this is a crossover between Marvel and DC, but Nightwing's got the better butt. Therefore, Nightwing wins. Like, I'm pretty sure they don't actually measure up their stats or anything like that. They just go, yeah, Nightwing wins. Like, they don't measure up anything. They're just like, we go off pure vibes. Nothing else matters in this case. or, well, probably not necessarily Nightwing's got the better part, but more they put two men in the casino. One likes one dude, the other likes the other. Yeah. Yep. I mean, if we ever got a comic where Deadpool was facing off against someone, then we could probably have, like, panels where Deadpool was able to tell us. But other than that, I don't think we'd find out, actually. But even then, I think with Deadpool, it would probably be like this tongue-in-cheek moment where Deadpool's like, oh my gosh, can you believe the writers tried to make me lose? Whoever comes out with the more money wins. Yeah, that is very much true. That being said, like, I'm probably in the minority where I can't really see the point of a casino. I mean, they're loud and they're flashy and they just don't make much sense to me. There we go. Haha! No! Casinos give free money. That sounds like some sort of scam. Not right. Casinos giving free money and are the saints of humanity. Society. That sounds like scam talk right there. There we go. All right. Ba-ba-ba. Contestant number 3. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. How are you doing? Oops. Okay, so we're just gonna make this fella a bit more shiny. There we go. Nobody will notice. Everybody will notice, but that's fine. I hereby dub thee Shiny. You are going to be a friend. Huzzah! Although we could come in with like a fine paintbrush and really touch up the edges before we get into actually putting in colors. Although this is the first stuff that I've actually decided to like bulk do. So I'm like, it works. They're cute. I'll praise the bug. I guess we're wearing a Gene Stealer suit today. There we go. Wait a minute. I just realized. I totally forgot to actually do the Ko-Fi announce. Oh, I need to do that after stream. we go. Okay, the Ko-Fi announcement. So, basically, I now have tokens for sale up on Ko-Fi. All right, now we got these guys all ready to go ahead and have a blue, and I figure a red. Don't be mistaken by the color, it is actually red. Really? I think this one's the red. It's either this one or this one, and I don't remember which one. So I grabbed them both, and I'm like, we gotta have fun with this. Because it's lots of shaking. Because I haven't used these in quite a while for their intended purpose. Like, we've used them for... Wait, is this the blue one? Yes, this is the blue one. That's great. We've used them for various other things, but we've not used them for actual painting. So it's like, right. Yes, the job that they're designed for, that thing. I'm sure eventually we'll do it, right? Well, now we can actually do it. And it's going to be glorious. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hitting all the carapace bits with the blue. And then all the fleshy bits with red. And it should be a vibe. This is in fact not a blue. What color is this? Wait, where's my blue then? Oh dear. Looks like a grey blue. Oh no! If I was a blue, what would I look like? Oh! Okay, it is literally called Replenish Blue. There we go. Okay, let's try that one more time. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Now, next time, we use our eyeballs and we see what's going on. Bloop. We accept that you have a grayish head. That's okay. You will be fine. There we go. And he looked cute. Oh yeah, all of these have a lot of fun names. Like, this is called Ragweed Orange. This is called Phoenix Feather. This one's called Remove Mana. Then we got one called Werewolf Brown. Like, there are so many funny names for these. And they are such a vibe. And what happens with this paint, it goes ahead and it builds up in layers. And you can use it like a glaze, which is what I like to use it usually for. And you just sort of float it onto stuff. And it's really nice. I like it. We can just push it into the cracks. And it'd be chill. Although the fact that there is a hair on the model is bugging me. We can just sweep it off. I said if we can just... Apparently sweeping it off means sweeping the paint off. But that's okay. Right, let's try that again. Bit of that. And no one would ever know. Because we're not telling them. Ta-da! Meh. Wait, no, that was the hair. There, the culprit has been found. It shall not bother us any further. Wait a minute. Ha. Perfect. Although I know someone who uses a, like they just get like a soda bottle and they use the top of one of those. And I'm like, this is also good. Hello, AC, how you going? Yeah, we are painting bugs. So, this is the color scheme we're using, except I'm using contrast paints and I'm seeing what I can do with it. And yeah, the bugs, they're coming out from under people's beds and being like, yo, what's happening? Where's things at? And they're like, we're here to cause troubles and poke things? And all the mischief. Doo, doo, doo. Yeah, exactly. Actually, where is it? In my box here, I actually do have some rippers. But where'd they go? Ta-da! Here they are! The cutest little fellas! I gotta be careful where I put that box at the moment because like I've run out of space to put things in here and it doesn't normally live in here. So the only viable spot is being very carefully balanced on things. And otherwise it'll fall on the Jones and I'm like, that will just not do. Yeah, I know, I said your name. Hey? Hi. Yeah, you're doing the snuggles. Hmm? James, welcome in. We're busy painting some bugs. They be up to some mischief. And we're messing around with some contrast paints, which is not my usual vibe, but you know, I have them, so I may as well try them out. I mean, that would be the question. So, what's happening here is I've taken the Tyranids, we've done an undercoat of grey, and then dry brushed the living heck out of them with white. And then I'm coming in with some blue in contrast and messing around with that. And I'm hoping to get the majority of the blue coloration. And then I want to go ahead and do some highlights with this, so that it gets the general look of this fella without actually doing non-metallic metal. Because this fella took 3 hours. Although, shiny wings, we've got to bring in the gold somewhere, because the gold just looks so cool. And we've got gold on the incomplete Hive Tyrant's wings, and it looks cool. Oh, it's even better. It's not even gold paint. It is. Where is it? It's gold ink. So, the way the wings were created was the ink was brushed on and then wiped off. So, it sunk into the crevices, but stayed off the high points, meaning that it actually created a really cool look. And made it really contrasty. So it kind of worked like a contrast, and the gold is really, really pigmented. Oh yeah, I recommend adding it to any cup of tea, because it is such a vibe. It is so much fun to work with. Just a heads up, acrylic inks are really, really pigmented. So a little bit goes a super, super long way. Like for instance, where is Test Dummy? Oh. This fella. This is from just a tiny, tiny bit of blue. And then just smearing a dry brush on his leg. Oh, also, this is a Posca marker. This is a metallic purple Posca marker on his shoulder. Like, look at that! Is that not glorious? Look at that shine! I think I would be willing to try Posca markers again, but... but I think I'd need to go ahead and do it like on the sprue or something like that, because I could not for the life of me get that last little bit. Like, like, you can't see the brush marks or anything. But the inks, coming back to the inks go ahead and fill in and create natural shadows in the textured base. I can't find the fella that I actually tested. Oh no, wait, here he is. All right, this fella was a dark green on the front legs. This is the gold, and it's one layer of gold. And this is a blue. This is the same blue that's here. So that's what the gold looks like on that color. So, yep, it's got coverage. Oh, and this is on top of black. Oh, that gun? Yep. And it doesn't really show brush strokes or anything. I'd like to test like dunking it in gold or something like that. And being like, is this a quick way to do a custodian? Just bloop. Because honestly, at this point, I'd be very curious. Just being like, does it drip dry? Because, like, it is such a vibe. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Would recommend messing around with metallic markers. The main thing is to make sure the flow of the ink is going fast enough that it doesn't leave streaks. Like, for instance, this is a very good example. Between these two cards, you can see that this one has a much higher flow rate. Oh, yeah, I'm a snoop. Oh, they look cool. And this one has a much lower flow rate, and you can see a lot more of the marks. So that's something to watch out for if you're ever messing around with paint markers. Oh, and that's what I'm messing around with. Are these Lord of the Rings fellas? No. They look elven for some reason. We go ahead and we just add a bit more of this. So basically, I'm interested more in layering up the contrast rather than adding one thick layer and leaving it at that, because I think that should give a better look. Speaking of which, that is one thick layer of stuff. Cities of Sigma. Ah, Cities of Sigma. Ah, okay. Neat. And for those of you that are new, I have a specific channel in my Discord where you can post things for me to look at while we are streaming. And if you want me to bring it up on stream, just let me know. That's not a guarantee that it will come up, but I am almost always happy to share other people's art. Oh. There we go. Aha! It feels so weird busy painting with contrasts. Because, like, the last thing that I painted with contrasts was actually Cherry. And, like, Cherry was back in... October? When I was just starting to figure out how to actually paint models. That being said, Cherry has chips of glass in their eyes. And so when I turn it to face the light, it's like there's a slight gleam, and it is so cool. 10 out of 10 would do again. Okay. I think at this point, we go ahead and we start adding a little bit of this. No, stay open, please, for the love of everything. There we go. Actually, instead of putting this on just as a matte paint, I have an idea. This is a silly idea. However, no, that's black. That's blue. Right? There is still... That's purple. We're looking for silver. There's got to be silver in here. Yellow. Aha! Fourth time lucky. If we mix the silver in with the teal, just like half a drop. Oh, I can bring them up. If Rifty's okay with it. Should be enough. Awesome, sure. Oh, voila! Skabam! There we go. So, they look rather adorable. We just add a little bit of sparkle to this. Also, a side effect, if you're adding ink to your paints, it will get looser, but the ink will also not go ahead and what's the word? Make your stuff less less pigmented, because the ink has so much pigment. I think we saw them for a while. Oh yeah? Do-do-do-do. So if we look at that, it's hard to tell right now, but there is a bit of shine to it. And I need a smaller brush. Do-do. Smaller brush. Show yourself. Where are my smaller brushes? Do you want a smaller brush? Yes. There we go. Ta-da! Hopefully that shines. Knights of the Realm of Footarms and Steel Helm models. Oh, okay. Like they remind me a lot of like elves from Lord of the Rings. Just give them the green vibes. Honestly, at this moment, I'm kind of regretting that we didn't go for white for the body, because this is a vibe and a half. Hello, Leaf. Welcome on in. How are you going? We're busy painting up some bugs. We got Tyranid Termagants. I think I got the right ones. They're either Termagants or Hermagants. I'm unfortunately not sure which one it is off the top of my head yet. I need to remember which. And this is the color scheme we're going with, because it looks cool. Your Tau army's getting painted. Cool! What kind of colors are you going with? Red and black. Farsight to Warlord. Nice. I've heard good things about Commander Farsight in the lore type stuff. Let's add just a little bit of shine there. It feels like we should have a shine. You've come to claim my bucket? No! It's my bucket! I want my bucket for myself! I can offer instead... what can I offer instead? I will offer a baseball-shaped eraser. Boom! There we go. You can't... No. No. No, it's my bucket. No. No. I will instead offer an almost empty water bottle. Genuine paint water bottle. You can't get much better than that. It's amazing. No, 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 this is my bucket. I have 4 arms and I'm not willing to part with this bucket. No, 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 no. I'm perfectly willing to sprout more arms and fight you for it. Do-do-do. Farsight Enclave is closest to the good guy. No, no, no. I mean, the paint water at the moment is white. If you wait a while, it'll be other colors. I don't think I can offer the paint water yet. You can no yoinking the bucket. No yoink, no yoink, no. Like, I think on the surface they seem like good guys, but like the whole greater good thing that the Tau have going on kind of rubs me up the wrong way. Like, the rest of the Imperium have got, yeah, we're the bad guys down pat, but we're at least the best of the bad options. Whereas the Tau actually think that they're the good guys. So it's like, well, also, this is my bucket, nobody else's. Where is my bucket? It's RGB. See, this is my bucket. You can't, no sharing. My bucket. No. Hippity hoppity, this is my bucket property. You can't take my bucket. I worked hard to get this bucket. My bucket. No yoinkity sploinkity. Okay, I'm seeing where this is going, and this is a vibe. No. Okay, who's Griffy? Oh my gosh, the Griffin is glorious. Is Griffy the Griffin? Oh, that is beautifully painted. Griffy the Ash Griffin. Ashen Griffin. Oh! Like, I love how you've done the shading on the outer feathers. It's like... where is it? There we go. Oh, no, I lost it. There it is. I'm gonna talk about this specific thing. Can I zoom in on this specific thing? No, that's my camera. Why is that not locked? Okay. Picture. Oh dear. Picture. Aha. Like, the shading on this looks so cool. Like, the fact that it's undertones of red. The red feathers was contrast paint, the orange and yellow was dry brush. Ah, nice work. Like, it It really pops, and it's really great. This is a griffin, correct? But, oh, this is gorgeous. Well done. Old Empire Captain on Griffin model. Ah, okay. Wait, are those feathers? That are, we must zoom. They are feathers! Oh my word, that is glorious. Ah, this is so cool. It's a helmet feather plume. Ah! Oh, that's so cool. Also contrast paint. Ah! Okay, let's bring him back to actually fitting to screen. Oh dear. I messed it up. Fit to screen. Thank you. There we go. Bam! What a fancy bird. Like, honestly... wait, there was a tripod in there? I completely did not notice the tripod. I was too distracted with the feathers. So hopefully we'll be able to go ahead and do the what do you call it? The Demon Pimp sometime in August or not October. Or at least start work on it. That's when I'm crossing my fingers for. I need to do that leg. I just realized that leg does not have enough contrast paint on it. It's all sad like. Went with the more armored boy and filed his head down to fit. Oh, okay. Like, unironically, the two factions that most appeal to me in Age of Sigmar are the, what are they? The Stormcast and the Night Goblins. They're not called the Night Goblins anymore, though. The Badmungits. These fellows. Like the whole moon theme and living in the cave and eating mushrooms and stuff, it all appeals to me. And I'm like, yes, give me more of these guys. And the fact that they have squigs, they have squig herders and stuff, is also just like, yes, I like this. Painting the squigs is just the best. You love Blades of Corn since Corn? I mean, fair. Very fair. I think if I was going like an army of chaos specifically, I would have to go Zench. I mean, there's feathers involved there. But Corn gets stuff done. Like, there is no argument there. There we go. And like, once it gets to the point of actually being able to, what do you call it? Just break in, mess things up, and keep going. Like, I mean, I personally would not want an army of Zentian models. But like, 1 or 2 models here and there? Yeah, absolutely, sure. Okay, that is all the blue bits for this fella. Finished. Finito. All done. Gone skis. Now for red. Which is pretty much everything else apart from the gun. I don't know what we're doing with the gun yet. But then also, this is from the point of view of someone who doesn't play. Like, granted, I have a lot of Tyranids. I still don't play. I'm not sure that this is the right color. Like, I'm looking at it, I don't think that this is the right color. I'ma just investigate it in my box a bit further and hope that there's something a bit more, red. Like, technically, we could go with ink. We have red ink. Surely? I thought we had, like, something called Love Affair. What happened to Love Affair? Or was it, like, Seductress? You know what? We're vibing. We're gonna try the ink. It's like, this is red. We probably need to water this down. Just maybe a bit. Okay. Time for possibly doomed test. Oh? Maybe not so doomed? Oh? Okay. All right. This actually kind of slaps. I mean, in the last 7 or 8 years, we've kind of had a slight issue of people not being able to meet up. So it's no surprises that most people haven't had many games. Oh my gosh. This is almost the perfect color. Like, look at that! It's so shiny! It's so red! Ta-da! Nurgle needs more mortal units. I mean, the only way to do that... well... I think out of all the Chaos Gods, Nurgle's mortal units aren't staying mortal for very long. They're going over to the other side. Like, the rest of the Chaos Gods, like, they just go ahead and they're like, yeah, don't worry about it, you'll die eventually, and then your soul is mine. Nurgle's just like, yes, your soul is mine because you vomited up your guts. Congratulations, yes, those are in fact your guts on the floor. Yes, you want to eat them. That red is such a vibe. We have discovered the ultimate contrast red. Oh my word. Okay, 10 out of 10 for acrylic inks. This is great. I love it. I'm probably putting it on a little bit too thick. But maybe it needs a little bit watering down if I was going to do this again. Wait, we are doing this again. We have more Tyranids. Okay, so we will be watering it down on the next Tyranid, I think, and testing it out. Because this is like straight out of the pot. I don't even know what brand of ink these are. Like, this is an ink that I got. Okay, so funnily a thing. So I got these inks. They are De La Roni inks. And I got these inks, oh gosh, coming up 15 years ago. In a store that sells like odds and ends. So it's the kind of store where if a company's going out of business, they send out bulk items. So I don't even know if the company's actually, you know, working. Because the store got like the bulk items of things that work or were going out of business, or like things that were also what do you call it, at the end of their run, or you know, they also had regular items that were for student pricing. So I don't know which one they were. Hi Wicked, how you going? Zench has the worst Age of Sigmar thing. Fair. Like, I know that Liquitex has a decent enough student grade ink set, which balances price and usefulness, at least here in New Zealand. We are busy painting Tyranids. Yeah! Yeah, so these are for Warhammer. They are bugs. And basically, I'm taking the color scheme that's on this fella, and I'm sort of toning down the level of painting required onto this fella. And this fella, and this fella, and this fella, and this fella, and these guys, and these guys, and all the other guys that are in the box over there that you guys can't see. And to make many bugs. So it should be good. Yeah. That's the theory, at least. Although, with how nice these inks are flowing onto the model, I think I'm actually going to go looking for more kinds of inks to use, because this is really nice. Like 10 out of 10, would use again. And I know, like, from earlier experiments, we've gone ahead and used silver as a sparkle layer, and it produces a pearlescent layer on top. Because, like, look at that shine, and the shine is mostly from the silver, not the glass. So it's a whole nother level. No, I can get behind that. Give you a little port. Okay, so 2 weird words for people. One being the turtle, the other being the weenus. And the weenus is the elbow. And, like, I was told about the elbow being called the weenus, like, way back in high school when people were like, ha, it's a funny word, haha. And, like, since then, I have not been able to find out if it's an actual word or not, and I'm still to this day constantly being like, surely not. But also, the twirtle for the back of the knee. That was the other word that was passed around being like, yeah, this is totally fact. And I'm just sitting here like, surely not. I suppose that's the other thing about this. The inks. They aren't matte. Like, I'm looking at it and they've got a slight shine to it. So I suppose our Tyranids have a bit of a shine now. They're all shiny and slippery. They're out for mischief. Doo-doo-doo. And this is just acceptance. There we go. Oh, wait. I have not done the other arm under there. There we go. Huzzah! Whenever I hear this song, it always makes me think of like, what do you call it? Buzz Lightyear? Like, I haven't seen the recent, but well, I suppose it's not recent anymore. But the remake, extended Buzz Lightyear? Where it's like, to infinity and beyond? Whatever it's called. The one where it features Buzz Lightyear? But like the original cartoon that was like 2D and stuff. There we go. I hereby dub thee Bug the Tyrannid. No, wait. We had a better name for him. Yay! His pretty statue. Welcome on Inguru. Yeah. We're busy painting some Tyrannids today. This is our color scheme, and I am busy messing around with some inks, some contrast paints, and seeing if we can do some mischief. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. We're up to mischief. We're vibing. And it's a good time. Just getting in there, getting the colors going. And life's good. How about you? What species is this creature? This is called a Tyrannid. It's an alien creature from 40k, Warhammer 40k, and they travel through space to eat biological matter. And they sweep through planets, and they come across planets, and they land, and they're like, "Mwahahaha! We will eat things! We will gobble them up!" And then they sweep on to the next planet after they've had their fill. Which is pretty much all the planet. And then, of course, they come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. So you have this fella, who is basically the foot soldier. And then you have other fellas who are like different forms of Greebly. So you got, let's just pop those air bubbles. Now I think we've got all the red that we need to put on this fella, so we can do a bit of shading. Please tell me we've got all the red. We've sort of got all the red. Oh, awesome! You had a D&D session? So you're forever DM? Or it's scheduling issues? So this is one of the bugs. It's got like praying mantis pincers and a big horn and some wings. And then there's this one, which is going to be tricky to show in the camera because it's so big. But it's got like big flappy wings. And then it normally has, over here, a gun. It plugs in like that. But this fella's not complete, so it's probably going to be a while yet. Well, then, oh, what other bugs do we have? There's a few bugs. There we go. There we got. Oop. The little bugs are escaping. Mostly the... Oh, you didn't have a DM. Oh, no. I don't know what this one does. It's got, like, spirity stuff coming up the top. And then I've got one other type of bug that's complete, which has all sorts of greebles. They like their pointy mantis blades. Yeah! Yeah, I would love to throw some of these at my players. Oh, I'll put it down here, Jones. So therefore, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've made that loud for you, haven't I? There we go. My cat's busy being like, why are you doing this to me? There's like noises going above my head. Why are you like this? It's too early for this. Oh, poor fella. Okay. Do. Like, personally speaking, I think if you're able to... Oh, yeah! I have the Jones. He usually sits next to me if I'm playing or streaming or whatever. He has his own chair. Yep. Hey, Nutrick! That is the cat. Hello, Mini Dog. Welcome on in. I'm Speeling. I like to play Minecraft and survival games and things, and also paint miniatures. Today we are painting some termagants, giving them some nice bright reds. I think I might go and do some dry brushing on them and bring them down a little bit to more brownish low. Oh, actually, I have this nice crimson. I am doing good. I hope you're having a lovely day too. Actually, mixing some brown would be good. Ta-da. So, yeah, like my players, generally speaking, tend towards roleplay rather than going out and finding conflict. But other than that, they when they do find conflict, they're like, haha, it's mischief. And they end up in the most ridiculous situations. It's kind of hilarious. Like, at the moment, I've got one group that's just started a game. I am painting my own scheme, although I've been told it's rather close to, what was it? Hive Kraken? But this is the color scheme I'm going with. So we have pink for the fleshy bits, and then blue to teal type thing for the carapace, and then if any of them have wings, they get gold. Oh, behemoth. Okay. Oh, enjoy. Yeah, yeah. All right. So if we grab a dry brush and then we just a small dry brush and we just dull down the bottom areas. Yeah, I have been told that on more than one occasion. I should have gone with just the straight brown. Yeah, so funnily enough, Tyranids are the one thing that I know the least about, and I haven't looked up any of the color schemes or anything like that. I just saw the models one day and I'm like, bug! Bug cool! And so now there are bugs. That's not really making much difference. Your army is painted like, oh my gosh. Painting like the creaking from Minecraft sounds really cool. Like, I think when it comes to having a D&D group, there's two thought processes there. One, there's finding the D&D group that matches you. And two, there's building the D&D group that matches you. Like, for me, I wasn't originally the DM for my group, and my personal preference is to be a player. That being said, I really don't like it when there isn't a D&D game on. And so I end up rocking up to my friends and being like, yo, come play. Well, it's not really super complex. Like, I have friends that are willing to buy into actually playing D&D. And I have friends that met me through D&D. It only gets hard when I actually want to play D&D as a player. I mean, that's fair. Like, this is the first Warhammer miniature I painted. And I was given the paints and I was like, yeah! And then I put them on in the wrong order and the shopkeeper was like, okay. And I'm kind of disappointed nowadays that I can't really see what's going on. But it's a vibe. It's also really nice to keep it close so I can see how it's improved. And I've improved. Like, when... Like, I think one of the important things when you're learning to DM or things like that is actually getting feedback about how you've, where you can improve. So it stops people being silently grumpy or grouchy. Oh, what does DM mean? Oh, right, yeah. It is not direct messaging. It means dungeon mastering. another word for it is game mastering. So, basically, it's kind of like you guys, the players, are the Space Marine. And it means you walk, you as the players, you get to decide. Yeah, you're walking into this forest, because this is the forest of paintbrushes. There are many paintbrushes standing in this place. Actually, you know what? We'll do this seriously. You all are walking through this glorious forest. The sun-dappled leaves are all around you, and you can smell the scent of jasmine on the air from the vines that creep up the trees. The path ahead is fairly what's the word? Well used. And that's the kind of description that I would give to my players. Well, the thing is, it's not fair for anyone to be left out, so giving a welcome in is easy. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then what you do is you give this is how I do it, is I go ahead and I'm like, ahead of you, you give an inciting incident. So in this case, ahead of you, players, you see a small child crying on the road. This is odd, because the nearest town is half a day's walk away. What do you do? Now, at this point, you, the players, go ahead and choose your actions. And there is no list of actions. Mercy kill? Okay, not Rick. Roll a d20 and tell me what weapon you're using. Now, we'll show off what a d20 looks like, because these aren't things that you normally see outside of game groups. These are really cool looking. So, since the child are you sneaking up to this child? This is my bag of dice. It came from some, oh gosh. I did not think this through. I am now going to have to pick these up. These are my dice. I wish I could be getting more of these. But each of these dice means something. So you got a d10, which is a 10-sided dice. Then you have a d6. Most people are familiar with a d6. They usually look more like this. Or you can have a cursed d6 like this. And then you have d8s, which are an 8-sided dice. I like these ones. These ones are pretty. They're shiny. Then you have d4. You cannot lose these. A solid aluminium. Oh my gosh. These ones are pain in a box. And then the other one is a d12. You made it. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, now we actually gotta get these. Wait. First of all, we do this. So, on assumption that you roll a 17, you have now hit the child. You mercy kill this. Oh gosh, the dice are escaping. So, a mercy kill with the child. What kind of weapon would you like? Would you like a longsword? That means that you roll 2d6. I think it's 2d6. and roll numbers attached to this. A scythe would be awesome. Okay. Let's say a scythe is 1d10 of damage. It is a slashing weapon that slashes across. Okay, let's see how much damage you are doing to the small child in the middle of the forest that is crying. You do 7 points of damage plus your strength, and you are a very strong warrior who is wielding the scythe. You kill this child and it is dead. You would use a comically large spoon. From its body, a ghost rises and it screams. Yeah, this is a very good example of murder homoing. What is the rest of chat doing? As our local mod has just in front of you killed a baby. Actually, let's keep... You walk up and heal. You would like... Okay. You would like to heal the child? We're getting very distracted here. I love it. Wait, we need more dice. So, what spell slot are you healing the child for? It's necromancy at this point. 2? Give me a medicine check. So you need to roll a d20. Ah. You know... Alright, so the d20 says a 14. So, the realization that this child is beheaded means that this child is not coming back from the dead. The child does not live. You drag the child's soul back from the underworld and shove it in its body. You glue the head back on. Tyler, are you a necromancer? If so, give me a concentration. You know what? I think I'm going to... This is hilarious. And, okay, so you guys watch as Tyler goes ahead and wiggles his fingers seriously at the corpse. And then the headless corpse of the child rises up. And then the neck gurbles. And just waits. In the middle of this peaceful forest. Tyler, you now have a beheaded child corpse at your command. Oh, what? You would like to splash holy water on this child? Why do you have freedom and independence now? Because it's Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody has freedom and independence. You shove it into your comically large... Okay, so I am going to need a strength check. What is your character class? You're a wizard? Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Wizard, but with a 4. Everyone else, I think everyone else is stunned at these Looney Tunes antics. the corpse does fold down into the bag. It is your corpse. However, as you go to try and lift this suitcase, the bag does not budge. You are too weak. It is very sad. You get crushed by the suitcase. Yes. And that is how D&D works. In a general sense. D&D is great. You're so using this for your volunteer group. I don't blame you, honestly. Like, weirdly enough, I have not had anyone try to steal a corpse yet. Yeah. But, well, this is your first D&D game. Welcome! I promise we're not all murder hobos all the time. But it is a lot of fun. There's just one arm sticking up from under it on the side saying whoops. Love it. 10 out of 10. I need to inflict that on my players. Actually, I don't think I've inflicted a child crying in the woods on them. I think they'd probably think it was a trap. I think they'd probably kill the child as well. It's an infliction? Can we do it more? I think if we were going to do it again, I would organize some sort of dice rolling bot. So we can roll dice in chat and go ! roll. So you guys can roll your dice yourself. But I can see what I can do. Because we're of a size where it's manageable. And I'd probably strip down D&D so that it's not too intimidating for anyone that comes in. But I think it would be fun. Wait, the child would transform into a wizard and cast itch that would never go away. D&D and chat with VC. Oh, maybe. Like, I wonder how I'd manage it. If it was chat and VC, I would need a very different set of parameters, but doing it over stream and chat, that would be very different. Because, like, I'd be able to organize a bunch of character sheets, because, like, normally, for those of you that don't play Dungeons and Dragons, there would be VC voice channel. So doing it in Discord, you'd be able to do something like that. like, generally speaking, most of the games I play are over Discord. Because my friends are now in different places at the moment. Pre-made character sheets would be a very easy way to go about it. And I also know that there's like at least bots for Twitch where you can go ahead and choose classes and things. So we could probably have something like that. Yeah, like I don't think I'd do it over Discord personally. But doing it over stream and Twitch, that's a vibe. Use something called Aurora. Oh yeah. Yeah, like personally speaking, making it newbie friendly is the main thing. Yeah. I have had that happen. Like, one of the groups I play with has had to have their, like, one of the people have had to have their, sound effect, privileges taken away. Because they'll just be like, yeah, there is a Discord. The link is in the description. Or if you're on Twitch, the link is in my about section. I had to remember where it was. Neat. Generally speaking, if you want to share something with the stream, putting it in stream chatting is fairly good because I keep that open when we're doing painting streams. And then just tell me if it's okay to share. There we go. But yeah, if I do any pre-made character sheets, you want to be a cleric? Yeah, I'd probably make pre-made character sheets for the basic classes, and then make it so that people can choose their classes. And like, it wouldn't be something where once you choose your class, no one else can have that class. Because, like, since we're working with chat, you can't, like, what's the word? Predict how many people come in. But yeah. I think the only classes I would not make would be, not wizard, artificer, and blood hunter. One, because blood hunter I don't like Blunt Hunter. But it's just a personal opinion. And 2, Artificer isn't very beginner friendly. Because, like, the less choices you have to make, the easier it is on the person. Especially when you're running in a setup that is new or unfamiliar. Do you ever wonder what D&D characters do with their abilities when they're not adventuring like a wizard that uses fire spells to heat over the leftovers? Like, I think it very much depends on the, like, world that they're in. Like, I think in a low magic world, then I think magic characters would be the center of attention no matter what. Because, like, they're just out there being, yeah, congratulations, I am a level 10 wizard in a world where there are no other level 10 wizards ever. Fear me as I twiddle my fingers. And you see acts that have never happened before. Or, like, they may not even have many people that do prestidigitation, which is like a really basic spell. Prestidigitation, for those of you that don't play Dungeons and Dragons, is a spell that basically says, do something. Do something that is not harmful. Very important detail there. Like, it can turn on lights, it can heat up food, it can cool down food, it can make things clean or dirty. It is basically the daily life spell. And yet, in a world where there is no magic, for most people, congratulations, you will never be out of work. You will pretty much guarantee being caught, have your eye caught by all the kings, all the queens, everybody, because, oh, that dress that you like, that you cannot actually wash, bam, it's clean. That person that you don't like, congratulations, it now smells. Like, stuff like that is huge in a world with low magic. But in a world with high magic, where lots of people have access to magic, they're just Joe Blow. Everybody has magic, so it's not special. Like, at the moment, my players have just started, or one, yeah, like Mage Hand. That is a telekinesis spell that lifts things up to 5 pounds. So that's 2.5 kilos. Ooh. These guys look really fancy. They look really fancy, dog. Wait, are they 1,000 Suns? Oh, they're your own people. Oh. So, yeah. wizard, like, honestly, I think a wizard village, like, wizards having their own village, I think they would have a completely different way of doing things that would be unrecognizable compared to how we would do things in the modern day. Oh. I mean, as long as the wizard skill isn't also going da 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 da. Then we're fine. Because honestly, I think drunk wizards, that's the bit you need to worry about. Because if they're drunk wizards, then you need to worry. If we do play, what we'll do is I have not decided for now. The character sheets will just probably be standard human, and you guys can slap whatever descriptions you want. It'll probably be like plop you guys in and let you run around. I'm not sure. Nothing is guaranteed right now. I'm in alcoholism. I got raging alcoholic. Oh, the wizard memes are back. I cast empty alcohol bottle. It's just a barbarian at that point. True. True. I mean, if he cast it on himself, yep, that makes sense. Wait a minute. Is a Whizbarian... Would a Whizbarian actually be able to do that sort of thing? No, they should be. Like, honestly, wizards scare me. Because, like, the fact that they're out here busy learning the magic and then being like, yeah, I apply it to the weirdest stuff, it's just like, your knowledge, it scares. Why can't you be a sensible person? Like a druid? And run around in the forests? Is he going, loo, 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 loo? Like, this makes perfect sense. There we go. Whizbarian is really strong. I haven't had one of my players decide to be a Whizbarian before. I'm kind of scared for the day that they decide to do that. Because, like, I have one party who are not power gamers. Well, they don't think that they are power gamers. They just keep seeing what's going on and are just like, yeah, no, last time this happened, so this time we'll do this. And they happen to be very good at building characters. For a game of D&D with chat, it would not be that in-depth, because I would not be able to go ahead and get into a backstory or anything like that. It would be very I think the best word would be disjointed. As far as standard Dungeons and Dragons would go. If you ever played D&D, you'd be a Wisbarian. I mean, fair. Very, very fair. Because I would have a fluctuating, there we go, we got the word, amount of players. And also, there's 30 seconds to a minute between you guys typing and me seeing it. Or it can be up to 30 seconds to a minute. But I definitely think it could happen. Starting in a clean, empty world would be good. Goblin Barbarian. Okay, honestly, I've seen Goblin Barbarian happen and it is glorious. Same with, like, Gnome Barbarian. Honestly, I like Gnome Barbarian so much. Because you end up with small, little guy going ahead and just being like, I am so angry at the world. You have ruined me. And just going full out, rag. Yeah. I mean, aren't gnomes and goblins like 3 feet tall? I'm sure they. Okay, we do a Google on this. How tall is a gnome? Wait, can I access my keyboard at all? No. Come back here. Oh gosh, I closed Twitch. Come back. Thank you, Twitch. Oh, that's on the wrong side. Wait. Ah, we broke things. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. They're 3 to 4 weeks tall. Welcome back, Wicked! We are painting our second fella. Here's our first fella. He's looking all classic. And now we've got our second fella. So we're vibing. And we're busy talking about Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. Now I think I have... Wait, do I have 2 chats? I have 2 chats. I've some... And a D&D boss called the Short King. Like, okay. So, for the longest time, I led my players around by the nose by having a, halfling called Horrigath the Giant. Horrigath the Giant. My players insisted on calling him Horrigath. And they couldn't get a straight answer on whether this guy was, like, really tall or really short. Because the fella was really, really tall for a halfling. Which, for anyone that doesn't play Dungeons and Dragons, is a hobbit. And he was a hobbit that stood at basically a normal human's height. Because he was just that tall. And had a really mean attitude about it. And then... that was why he was called Horrigath the Giant. And when my players finally met him, they were like, but he's short! And they thought that it was, like, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Why is this going on? And then they found out he was a halfling and thought the whole thing was hilarious. A fairy barbarian. I mean, technically, if it's a fairy barbarian, yeah, but he's short. Yes, but no. And this was a barbarian. This was a bandit king that had managed to go ahead and take out the ruler of a country. And was working towards being, like basically owning the roads of all the country. And taking over the country. So it was just, like, totally glorious. Like, if it was a fairy barbarian, then that fairy would be getting up in your face. Dalaka? Yeah, so... my players decided to ignore a plotline of him showing up and doing things and stuff. Because they were like, oh yeah, we are totally going to ignore the red flags of this spy that is playing both sides against the middle, and we're not going to follow up on anything. The spy, however, I can't talk about because I know my players sometimes watch these streams, but the spy is doing things. We're just gonna leave it at the spy is doing things. And needless to say, my players don't like the spy, so they're just like, aha, we're going to ignore the spy. Because, like, both the players and the characters call him effing Denley. And, like, it is glorious. when he is actually Lord Denley of Abydos. Da 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 da. It's a human-sized barbarian, six-pack, big beard, but he has two. Wait, are the pink glittery fairy wings like, you know, the coat hanger fairy wings with the stocking that you strap on? That's the important question here. And is it the tooth fairy? If it is the tooth fairy, I'm suddenly extremely scared. And I need to throw this at my players. Is it a good noodle ball? I generally have those. Like, noodle balls end up usually being earlier in the day for me. But noodle balls vibe. Bugbear player at the player's library. 19 in charisma and plus 9. He's the Tooth Fairy's cousin. In every conversation related proficiency. Oh my gosh. The Tooth Fairy is House Kitchen. Like, honestly, with plus 9 and then going ahead and denying that you're a bugbear, that's gonna be pretty hard to... But by that point, that level of gaslight, gatekeeping, and girl bossing, oh, like I don't think you can get past that. I think the Night Lords don't even get that good at that. Wait, he's a bugbear and he has Night Lords? Yes. No, wait, I'm thinking of the wrong people. Ignore me. Night Lords just go straight for torture. I'm thinking of a meme. I did know that they came from fruit. And peanuts grow underground. Which is super fascinating. I also walk past this macadamia tree on a fairly regular basis and I'm like, ah. I was thinking about 40k Night Lords. I'm not familiar with the D&D Night Lords. What monster manual are they in? If I spread this on too thick. You homebrewed a proficiency system that's similar to Skyrim. The more you use it, the more you level it up. Oh, okay. That's cool. Apparently there is actually a Skyrim RPG, like TTRPG. Like, I saw it years ago, and like, since I've gone looking for it since then, and I can't find it. Like, there's a meme. Night Lords going, we cannot mansplain manslaughter our way out of this one. Then we murder. It is basically how the meme goes. Which I think was what my brain was. You have the PDF of it? Oh, I knew I wasn't crazy. Ha! Honestly, like, using a Night Lord as a big bad guy would just be perfect. Like, you'd never see it coming. Like, it would have all the advantages to stealth. And you'd just be seeing all of these blade skeletons hanging out with all the bits. And all the locals going, no, don't go near the castle, you're guaranteed to die. Please. Except little old Missy went near the castle. We don't know what to do. Night Lord gets their skin. D&D passes, he gets the... Yes. Like, I think the cruelest one shot that I've ever run ended up being a false Hydra. So for those of you that don't know, a Hydra, when it comes to, I mean a false Hydra when it comes to a D&D thing, is a homebrew monster that goes ahead and it lures its victims in and makes the party forget that it exists. It makes everyone within range of it forget it exists by singing. And it eats its victims. So when all of its heads are, they don't keep up the rule systems. They do have a Fallout TTRPG. Oh, cool. And basically, I've already played a false Hydra with my party, so my party are aware of a false Hydra, and on a meta level, they know to keep an eye out for it. So I use this against them because my players are smart. So by going ahead and what's the word? Making sure that there were signs of a false Hydra, you know, an extra backpack in the inn when they woke up. And then realizing that they didn't have a name. Conrad Curse was in the middle of a game. Oh my gosh. And then, like, having visions of them being there. Be tricky to pull off, but doable. And them slowly figuring out that, wait, the world that we're in, it's not quite right. The buildings are moving. Everyone around us is acting like an NPC. Like an NPC from a game. You know, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Nice day for fishing, isn't it? Would you like to look at the menus? The porridge today is spectacular. That sort of thing. The porridge that doesn't run out when they take the pot. The porridge that doesn't stop steaming afterwards. There is no magic on the porridge. Things like that, that just keeps building up. Yeah. The pictures have come through. All the party hears is the Hydra singing Never Gonna Give You Up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the pictures have come through. They look pretty neat. It's not often I get to see some that actually look like they've got a grunge effect on them either. Like, grunge effect isn't really my style. But when it does, what's the word? Get pulled off, they look really cool. Da, da, da. Wait, I've misplaced them. There they are. It's a custom paint mix. Oh, neat. Skabam. There we go. Go that way. One beamer is going down the hall. Well, that's the thing about false hydras. You don't remember hearing them sing. It's only when you cannot hear them sing that you remember what is going on and you pass a wisdom save. So, someone who's deaf will actually catch on really quick. Yeah, I think they're a vibe. There's at least one from each of their main titles: Horus, Heresy, Necromunda, 40k, Fantasy, and neat. Yeah, they're a total vibe. Like, I must admit, I am a real sucker for the, what do you call it? The rubrics look. But I still don't like Space Marines enough to actually be painting them on the regular. Like, I have the trio that are on the floating discs, but that's about it. Because I'm like, nah. No. Welcome back, Nutbrick. And the Hydra's eating a member of me, like, why are you in pain again? yeah, that is exactly it with the false Hydra. But anyways, my players were like, wait, this isn't a false Hydra. A few hours in, because a bunch of the stuff wasn't matching up out of character, and they were like, what is going on here? And then they started doubting their own notes, and I was like, and they're gonna be used for your own game. Oh, cool. And basically, it turned out it was actually a Fey Lord that had put the whole town to sleep, including the players who had been called because the whole town had stopped responding. And the Fey Lord was using the villagers as, entertainment. So it was like, yeah. Don't know what we'll do about this. And so they actually decided that, you know, we will go ahead and make a deal with the Fae. Brilliant maneuver, that. 10 out of 10. To go ahead and entertain the Fae with bringing it new stories and things like that. As they go ahead and adventure and things. And it was a good time. Contestant number 2. Check. Oh, having the only party member who knows it is Ethan? Oh. Oh, that'd be rough. Like... So, interestingly enough, at the moment, I'm running a game where we've got no common language. Like, usually in Dungeons and Dragons, there is the common trade tongue. And this makes it so that no matter where you go, someone or common is spoken. Oops, we missed a bit. But personally speaking, in the world that we're in, it's not actually viable. Because the world is extremely new, and humans haven't gone everywhere, neither have elves or anything like that. People are very isolated. No problem! See you! We will be streaming tomorrow at the same time. And probably painting more nids. Bye-bye. Oop. We forgot a claw. There we go. Ba-da-ba-da. Perfect. So, everyone's had to agree on one language that they all speak. Because I absolutely refuse. See you next time. I absolutely refuse to have games where everyone is playing telephone. Like, and I'm also sure that my players will enjoy playing telephone for the first 2 sessions, and then they'll be like, oh, I said so, I said this. And then my players will think that they'll be getting away with it. And then I'll be like, no, no, no. And then they'll be like, oh, why? Can't we learn each other's language? Which, like, personally, I think I'm okay letting them learn, but that is a time-based effort. These guys are so shiny. There we go. A little less shiny. I don't... like, okay. So this has been in the pot for a while and congealed, and it's so different compared to this. Okay, probably actually this side where I didn't actually put on so much. But this is like blood red. Like, ha! My Tyranids are going to be all shades of red. No problem. We got about half an hour left here. But they'll be back tomorrow. Did I not put anything on that brush? I don't think I did. Buzz, buzz. There we go, that's better. Actually, I think we can dull down the red a little bit. There we go. That's better. That's a lot kinder. Makes the what's it called? Carapace not stand out so much. Aha! Wait, hedgehogs can be louder than they sound. So does that mean that hedgehogs are ultrasonic? Are they just like beep? And then there's like an even louder beep? Is that what's going on? There we go. Bug! Or is it like there's... Oh, they got an... oh, they bark. Ah. That makes sense. I don't know what I was expecting, but somehow hedgehogs barking really makes sense. On one hand, I kind of was expecting them to like snort or oink because of the name, but on the other hand, yeah. I won't watch it now, but I'd be happy to watch it later. Somehow I suspect that painting these guys, at least the red parts on the base, is not the fast way to do it. From what I understand, like, a lot of animals are not appreciative of needles. And, like, it takes a lot of special training for animals to, like, be okay with getting, like, shots and things. Like, I actually watched, like, this mother and her baby. And the mother was teaching the baby to be okay with the needle. And it's like several weeks of training with the baby to be like, yeah, this thing isn't terrible, so you will not cry. Move that there, move that there. There we go. Yeah, and it's definitely different from animal to animal. Like, Lucky always, whenever he goes to the vet and he has to have any shots or anything like that, his temperature taken, he gives the vet the most betrayed look ever. And he's just like, why? Why are you like this? The Jones, on the other hand, well, let's just say the vet puts me in charge of holding my own cat. Otherwise, it doesn't go down well. And then I suppose different strokes for different personalities. Oh. Yeah, apparent. Like, the Jones, he's like, oh yeah, treats, whatever. But if you give him, like, meat juice on a lick mat, or you give him something he thinks he's not supposed to have, he's like, yes, this is mine now. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, if he thinks he's not supposed to have the treat, he's like, haha, I will absolutely eat this now. And it is glorious. It's adorable, actually. Yeah, being force poked by a stranger would suck. Like, me personally, I like my personal space. Being poked even by friends I like, I don't like. And like having friends, my own friends come up to me and being like, Speeling! Hug! They just sort of stand there expectantly and then be like, yes? And like half the time it's like, ew, personal space. And they're like, it's okay, air hug. On one hand, I kind of feel bad. On the other hand, personal space is appreciated. we go. Well, like, getting, actually jabbed and poked, not my vibe. I've done enough of the doctoring to know that having own room, own space, own time, that is worth its weight in gold. Thank you very much. Cannot convince me otherwise. Space is glorious. There we go. Oh. Okay. I think we get more red. Side note, we have only used 2 drops of the red so far. Like, quite literally. No, less than 2 drops of red. Boom. Amazing. By the power of red. Okay, so it's definitely how much this red coagulates. No, not coagulates. Dries out. That it makes the look of it. So it needs to be fresh red for us to use it. Fresh, uncoagulated red. Of all colors. Yes, give us the red. Let the red flow through you. I can't do that voice. No. Oh my word. There we go. Okay. We're fine. Yeah. So I think, like, giving this a second? No, a third go with these eggs. I think comparing them to contrasts is a fair thing. However, I don't think they're exactly like contrasts. Like, they're thicker, in terms of coverage, they are similar in terms of the fact that they sink into gaps. They don't, while they're very wet, they layer up. But when they're drier, they don't layer. And they work more like a paint. This is all very fascinating. I love it. We get to do the science. And the fact that it's leaving such a thin layer on the model is also really great. Although the fact that it's shiny, I mean, if it was anything but a Tyranid, I'd probably be a bit meh about it. But that can very much be fixed by grabbing a very light coat of a dry brush paint. And just dry brushing over top of it. I mean, you could pick a very similar red and just bleh, just to matte it. If the red's not what you want. Yeah. I'll probably do some more experiments with this. And I might pick up another type of acrylic ink and mess around with that as well. Because I know for a fact, like, I used to own some more pen ink type inks, and those were really sticky. So different kinds of inks work differently. And goodness knows, I think India ink would be not fun to work with on a model. Like, yeah, it's got a lot of different shading capabilities. However, it's not something that's amazingly light fast. And it's not something that is what to call it? It has a strange texture to it that, personally speaking, compared to acrylics, sticking with acrylic inks is easier. That being said, it does have its uses. I don't think India ink is water fast either, off the top of my head. So that would be also another thing to put it in the no basket for. I think next time we do Tyranids, yeah, every type of paint has its own approach. Like, personally speaking, I like using acrylics because it's the easiest to pick up and go with. That being said, watercolors are a heck of a lot of fun once you figure out what you're doing. And I really like using watercolors in tandem with microns, which also you can use on your models. Like any there's no purity seals on this guy, but micron pens, you can go ahead and you can draw on it. Or if you want some really nice sharp lines, you can go ahead and just draw those on. And this, well, it takes a little while to go ahead and dry, but this quack, that was done with marker. If you're quack, there we go. It was also done with my offhand, which is why it looks like that. But yeah, so it takes a bit to dry, but once it does, it's brilliant. It's great for like your purity seals and stuff. 10 out of 10. Love them. They also come in different colors, which is amazing. They're a little bit more expensive when they're in colors though, which is the downside. But I mean, win some, lose some. It is what it is. Hey Jones, you're awake. Hi. Butt scratches. Enjoy. There you go. Yeah. But then again, I have just a very strong preference for them. It's what I'm doing with this card here. I'm busy using a whole bunch of them and some Posca markers because I want to test out the Posca markers. And this is a MTG land. Yay! Yeah, the Joneses curled up, enjoying life and listening to things. It's a good time. Would actually be fun to mess around with like some of the other paint pens rather than just the Posca paints. It's like, for the longest time, I've like enjoyed using my watercolors with a water marker. Although I ruined one by trying a water marker by putting ink in it to make a homemade brush pen. 10 out of 10, did not work. Do not try it. It was the worst failure to ever happen. But hey, that is life. You go ahead, you experiment, you see what's going on, and if it doesn't work, you try something else. And you get to find out new ways forward. I mean, who was it? Not Isaac Newton. Was it Benjamin Franklin? No, light bulb guy. The light bulb guy who's like, I didn't find one way that worked. I found 1,000 ways. No. Light bulb guy, I found 1,000 ways that didn't work. To find one way that didn't? I'm busy mingling quotes, and this is fine. Or is it, I found 1,000 solutions for problems that I didn't need the answers to. Either way, it basically boils down to when you have problems, keep looking for solutions. You'll find things eventually. And you'll never know, you might find solutions for problems you don't know you have yet. And it's good vibes. I think I gotta figure out how I paint these guys faster. Maybe we do just dunk them in a can of paint and be like, yes! Wait a minute! I've had this behind my computer screen for so long. Like, this solves much. Okay, we've solved part of the problem. I can take him behind the shed and blast him. And be like, yes, this is awesome. I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm sure they'll even appreciate it. They'll come out, well, I have a grey primer, so we'll use the grey primer. And I'm sure that they'll look much better at the end of it. Because that's the coloration we want, right? Just pure grey Tyranids staring at us, being like, "Arr! Do not mind us." Rather than anything else. And I'm sure oops. There we go. Thank you. Yeah. So this is what we've done today. We're probably going to hit their hooves and everything else at another time. And this is the general color scheme for them. Everyone just looking all fancy. Although this is the last fella for today, I think. So we might, we might actually give this particular one a name. Since it is the last one of the day. But thank you. And welcome on in, Eclipse. Jimmy. And what does a Jimmy do? That being said, like, originally when I was planning these guys, blue raspberry, I was sort of planning on having like rainbows and like having the look of everyone just being full on rainbow. Because we've got the paints to do that. And I think it would be a vibe. Okay. I mean, we could go with Jimmy. Wait. Is there room to fit Jimmy Raspberry? I don't think there's room enough to fit Jimmy Raspberry. I don't think there's room enough to fit Raspberry either. So I think it would either be Blue or Jimmy. Or maybe Blue Jim. Jim Blue? They do have the coloration of blue raspberry. Although, I think if you tried to eat a Tyrannid, it wouldn't end up so well. It would be true sadness in the mouth. There we go. All right. I think gold. Aha! This. Yes. I think I can only fit Jim on here. Okay. Alright. And yeah, I don't think I can fit Blue. I name you Jim! Well done, Jim! You're a successful Tyrannid. I think. Good luck. I think they're looking rather fancy. I think we've done well. Look at them. All happy Tyrannid fellas. Oh. So I think tomorrow time we will go ahead and paint some more Tyrannids. We got a bunch of them here. But what I'll do today is I will give them a squirt with the lovely... Oh, this fella's missing a tongue. That I think what we'll do is we will give it a squirt with the, what do you call it? Spray can. There we go. That's the word. And that should be good. It'll give us something to start with. And that'll be a vibe. Yeah! squirtle it. So, yeah. So, I think with that, we will say goodbye. Twitch, we will go say hello to someone. And thank you so much for coming. It has been a great time. I will see you guys next time. Bye!